the second half of Experimental Comedy. Now, I thought we could just see, hope against hope, right, whether we could redo the Experimental Comedy theme. If I just count you in, let's see if it'll happen. Do you reckon we can do this? Yeah! I reckon we can fucking nail it, all right? So after 3, 1, 2, 3.
Experimental comedy.
Experimental comedy. Experimental comedy. Okay, well, who wins that one?
This guy.
I think it's you, Tom. There you go. And, you know, just for the sake of fairness, there we go. And I've got a rogue one. I'm going to stand on. Right. Okay. I might do later, but, you know, it could take somebody's eye out. That's the problem. Okay, so, yeah, we've got, as I said, 2 brilliant acts in the second half of the show. And, yeah, I reckon we're going to just crack straight on with it. So are you ready for the next act? Okay, so come on then, Afra. I want you to give a huge, massive tidal wave of welcome and applause for the next act. She is the amazing Misha Morgan!
From District 5 T3. Have you ever felt like this? Say what when strange things happen? Are you going round the twist? I'm like a black David Hasselhoff, sipping on Panda Pops. I tick like Bernard's watch. It's fun to grab your crotch. Call me Nigel Thornberry, 'cause I've got brown hair. Found out Arthur was an aardvark. Thought he was a bear. Or a guinea pig. Or a toad. DW was a hoe. This ain't from no Primark sale. It's Dolce and Banana. I'm a phantom menace. Yo, Luke. I'm your father. Have you ever, Funky Z, ever felt like this? Break it down. When strange things happen. Are you going round the twist? Put your hands up. Postmodern opinion, but I think animal testing is bad. Like, I think it's actually worse than when Woolworths closed down. So, like, in all genuineness, I'm like here to spread some awareness about animal testing and maybe sell a few albums. No, I'm mostly here for the animals though. I'm Funky Z, not Funky Z. So, like, when I'm really famous in America, Americans won't get confused because they're literally biggest idols in the world use microphones, like Martin Luther King uses a microphone, Che Guevara uses a microphone, Miss Dynamite uses a microphone. I'm not really sure who Che Guevara is, but I think he's dead, so like, nostalgia. Speaking of dead celebrities, like, does anyone else literally wish One Direction would just die? Like, they're literally worse than Hitler. I literally kill myself every time my iPod's in shuffle and a One Direction song comes on. Like, the only reason I downloaded every song they've ever recorded is, like, for ironic purposes. Like, the only reason I sing along to What Makes You Beautiful every day on the bus is, like, to make fun of it. And I literally only saw them live at the O2 by accident. My friends told me we were going to see the Beatles, and then, when I got there, it was One Direction, and I really wanted to go home, but it was raining, and I was wearing Uggs. And, like, the only reason I have a lock of Harry Styles' hair under my pillow is, like, to annoy my parents. Because they won't let me film a documentary in our downstairs loo, because they said it's invasive. But, like, I'm 25, and I can do whatever I want. And it's like, it's literally only their fault I still live there, because they won't pay for me to go to California to live at the Playboy Mansion, like, to make fun of it. And that's my dream. They're so selfish, and, like, they're Christians. Like, the thing I hate about Christians is, like, they always try and make Christmas, like, all about Christ. Like, just because the words are similar. Like, they don't have to try and ram, like, Jesus down my throat. Like, I don't do that with atheism, even though literally everyone should be an atheist if they don't want to go to hell. But yeah, irregardless, I hope One Direction dies, because they're from the X Factor. And, like, I'm literally so sick of the attention-seeking X Factor contestants and their, like, irritating sob stories. Like, I'm a vegetarian, and I hardly ever get to eat bacon. And I only mention it in, like, 4 of the radio plays I've run. Like, the X Factor is so manufactured. It literally has no credibility. That's why I'm going on The Voice. I'm literally gonna tweet that because it's so nostalgic. Like, when I am, it's, like, really empowering. So... Oh! Sorry, Funky Zebras. That's you, that's what I call my fans. Someone's literally calling me. I'm not, like, stalling just so I can listen to this song, because, like, I hate this song. I'd rather have syphilis than listen to this song. Funky Z speaking. Quentin Tarantino's attorney's intern? I mean, like, yeah, like, whoever. Like, I'm literally at the Cannes Film Festival right now. And yeah, like, I'm sitting next to Michael Douglas. You're only supposed to blow the bloody doors off, Funky Z. Sorry, Michael. Yeah, we're friends. No, they've moved it to March this year, so it doesn't clash with May Day. How did you get this number anyway, you cheeky thing? Are you sure? Are you sure? sure you literally got this number because I've been relentlessly bombarding Quentin Tarantino with audition tapes and death threats and locks of my hair? Or is it because Quentin's just desperate to work with me? Oh, I see. What's my real name? You can't just ask Funky Z what Funky Z's real name is. That's like my private privacy. Like, you wouldn't ask Marilyn Monroe what her real name is. Norma Jean. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a Michael Jackson song. Why? Like, I love Michael Jackson. Like, because he's dead. When he was alive, like, I thought he was a pedo, but like, now that he's dead, he's like literally one of my biggest influences. Like, he's just so nostalgic. You know, I think I'm gonna kill myself so that my music can be as nostalgic as Michael Jackson's. Yeah, I'm really doing it. Add me on Facebook, Funky Zebras. Funky Z is dead. I hope you all enjoyed those life-changing 7 minutes you just spent with my home skillet biscuit, Funky Z. By home skillet biscuit, that was weird, I mean she watches Lost. That's how I bond with human beings. Although, I don't think I met Funky Z at a Lost-themed fireworks display. I think... My phone is making really weird noises. Why am I on YouTube? I think Funky Z was just me with some hipster glasses on, and I think Funky Z doesn't exist. It took some serious balls for me to put these on. I have a phobia of wearing glasses because someone told me I reminded them of Richard Ayoade. And it made me want to cut myself. I pretended to be a self-absorbed wank stain because beneath my exterior of a self-absorbed drama student secretly dwells a self-absorbed wank stain, just itching to burst out, much like Funky Z, but with far fewer skills. Although I'm 22, not 25, and I don't still live with my parents, because I don't have parents. Because I am an android. Androids are American. Baseball and hamburgers and nuclear war. I'm joking, it's because they're dead. Shit got real. I thought this was experimental comedy, not an X Factor audition. Please stay seated for my nasally a cappella version of Mariah Carey's Hero. No, one of the heartwarming/awkward things about being an orphan is like, I believe my parents are somehow with me at all times. Like, they're here right now, which is fun because it means like they protect me from serial killers and computer viruses. But it also means they're there to witness the moronic things I manage to achieve on a daily basis. There's the vanilla stuff like typing Google into Google, crying in an episode of Coach Trip, and accidentally apologising to a cash machine. Then there are the things that make me question just what went wrong with natural selection. Like, how many of my ancestors married their siblings? I'm thinking it was quite a few because it took me an entire term, that's 3 months of my life, to memorise my 20-minute route to and from campus. For a quarter of a year, I had no idea how to get to my own house. My bewildered housemate, Jenny, had to walk me everywhere for 3 months, so I didn't get lost on the way to Hale's place. Understandably, one day, Jenny cracked under the pressure and fled campus without me. And my battery died, so I just ended up crying at a random bus shelter because no one I hassled on the street had ever even heard of Kensington Gardens. The only reason I made it home alive is that I randomly bumped into this guy that I'd met on a party boat in Brighton, and he took pity on me. But he was just like, you don't know where your house is. Your house where you live. So, yeah, then I started to feel kind of stupid. So I was just like, well, I've just been to K-Bar, and, I'm a bit drunk, and I recently moved houses, to be closer to... There were rats. There were rats at my old house that I knew the way to. There were rats, so I've had to move house. Remember Brighton? A few weeks later, he deleted me on Facebook. So, unlike Funky Z, I don't need to be famous to end animal testing or destroy DW's reputation. I need to be famous because I have the IQ of Keenan and Kel, and no one with a working brain will ever hire me because there's no such place as Good Burger, home of the Good Burger, which is why I'm doing stand-up comedy. Surely it's not that hard. You just stand there and tell some fart jokes, maybe spice things up with a David Attenborough impression or some observations about Tracy from Rum Tums. She's awesome. Peter Kay is a millionaire, and he's shit. Surely, if I'm just slightly less shit than Peter Kay, I'll be a billionaire. And more importantly, I could get to meet Michael McIntyre, who I am sexually obsessed with. He looks like a still alive Bill Hicks. And his voice gives me butterflies. I have synesthesia, which means when I hear words and sounds, I can taste them in my mouth, which is not supposed to happen. The word bubble, for example, tastes like ready brack when I hear it, and the name Tina tastes like pepperoni. Oddly, most French words taste like pasta bake, and Italian tastes like Millie's cookies. Anywho, Michael McIntyre's voice tastes like my favourite dessert, bread and butter pudding, which sounds a lot creepier out loud than it did in my mind. But in a tragic twist, I also suffer from celiac disease. Celiac disease? Is that what's wrong with Seal's face? No, Misha's hand. No, it's not. What a stupid joke. Why are there sunglasses in your mouth? No. Basically, my immune system is a fascist dictator, much like Hitler, and for no real reason harbours a grudge towards gluten. So every time I eat wheat, my immune system bitch slaps my small intestine, which is as enjoyable as it sounds. Consequently, I can't eat bread without my body becoming Nazi Germany. So, the closest thing actually eating bread and butter pudding is hearing Michael McIntyre sing. Because gluten-free food tastes like clinical depression. Like, the companies who manufacture gluten-free food need to fall off a cliff with Joseph Fritzl and Internet Explorer. Not only do they overcharge for their polystyrene-like food, but they also con people by selling gluten-free versions of food that never contained gluten in the first place, like gluten-free apples and gluten-free sunglasses. Like, I always thought that chocolate was made from cocoa beans and not from wheat. But I must be wrong, because Holland and Barrett sell gluten-free Easter eggs. Wheat-free Easter eggs, well, that's fantastic. That's like vegetarian orange juice or dairy-free potatoes. Like, hi, yeah, Domino's. I'd like to order the non-alcoholic pepperoni passion, please. Yeah, with a side of dolphin-free chicken strippers. Yeah, the non-corrosive baked Alaska sounds a bit sickly, so I think I'm gonna go with the syphilis-free chocolate melt. Yeah, it's 34 Kensington. Oh, I can't give you directions because I don't know where it is either. That was a fictional phone call, by the way. Pizza contains gluten, so no pizza for me. Thank you very much for listening to my nonsensical ramblings. I sprayed a lot of links down my throat, so I need to go, but enjoy the rest of the show.
So, the one thing that I think everybody's wondering about, well, what the fuck happened there? What did you drop? Oh my God, that's not good. Has somebody managed to rescue it for you? Okay, perhaps come and get that in a minute. I thought it was going to be funnier than that, to be honest. Something funnier. That's actually quite serious, never mind. Okay, let's just gather ourselves together and get back to the comedy mood then. Are we ready for the final act? Okay, so you have seen some crazy shit already tonight, but I think it's going to get a whole lot crazier, so are you ready for that? Okay, about 5 of you are ready for that. Are you ready for that? So let's have a massive Monkey Shine welcome for the final experimental comedy show of 2014. Please give a massive welcome to Mr. Martin Watts.
This is no ordinary box. This box contains the rest of the show. Do you want to see the rest of the show? Okay, then what I need is a lovely, lovely assistant. Who's going to be my lovely assistant? You're going to be my lovely assistant. Let her on stage. Come on, come. Roz. Okay. Roz. Now, what we need to do, I need you to grab my wand. Tighter. Tighter. Just right. Now, what I need you to do is to poke my box. And we all need to say the magic word when she pokes my box. And the magic words are plot device. So. Yes, I have thought about this. So, let's have a practice. So, 3, 2, 1. Plot device. Okay, give me a better poke than that. You can do better pokes. I've seen you poke a box harder than that. So, 3, 2, 1. Plot device. Very good. Okay, and 3, 2, 1. Plot device. 3, 2, 1. Plot device. Oh. Thank you. What am I going to do now? The show is ruined. I'll have to do something completely unprepared. So, this is my life story. I was abandoned as an orphan. Oh. I don't feel that sympathy. Oh. Alright, it's not a fucking panto. I was abandoned as an orphan. Who could have abandoned such a beautiful baby boy?